Alright. Here we go.
Alright. Here we go.
There we go. Hey guys, I'm Sean.
I'm JD. I'm Leo.
And today we are discussing our reactions and thoughts from E3 2015. In this video, we're going to be discussing Microsoft's press conference and just the things which stood out to us. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer before we begin. I've never owned an Xbox myself. I'm always interested in what Microsoft are doing, but I've never really owned one myself. So I guess you can say I'm a little bit biased, and it's not that I don't like anything they do, it's just it's never really appealed to me. So
there's nothing interesting enough to make you want to buy an Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, most of the stuff that are interested on Xbox are cross-platform anyway, so I can get them on a different platform. But yeah, we're going to just talk about the things from the event which stood out to us and just discuss what our thoughts are on them. So, you two, did you see the whole press conference?
No, we only saw half of it.
So you saw the latter half of it.
Maybe less than half.
So you saw the latter half of it mostly. I saw all of it earlier today because I had to catch up on it because we are in GMT time zones, and so we couldn't really necessarily watch it live. But yeah, I think I'm going to start off with probably the biggest thing that stood out to me, and that is that the Xbox 360...
The Xbox One
is backwards compatible with the entire Xbox 360 library.
I think that is a really, really, really good thing. That's the best thing that Microsoft has done.
That is huge. That is huge because it's something which came and went for a short time. Before in the past, it was never a thing. You could never play Super Nintendo games on the NES. You could not play Super Nintendo games on a N64. Or sorry, I said forwards compatible, and you couldn't play N64 games on a GameCube. It just wasn't happening. It was unheard of unless they re-released it on a new disc and you had to buy it again. But then you had the Sony PlayStation, and the Sony PlayStation made PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 compatible with each other, so you could play PS1 games on your PS2.
That's really good.
It was really good, and everyone thought that's going to be it. That's the standard of the time. But then they kind of went back on that for the PS3 until they released certain models, and even now.
So what they did, PS1, PS2 backwards compatible, PS3 not backwards compatible, then PS3 backwards compatible, and then they went back to not backwards compatible.
Exactly.
Why?
And well, the reason why is because they've got other services like PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now, if you're not aware, is a streaming service where you could go online onto a PlayStation, or even I think some you can play maybe through different consoles. You don't even need to own a PlayStation to play through it, I think, in some cases. Might be wrong about that. And you could just rent a game and play it and stream it straight to you. And most of the games from that are from PS3 era or from PlayStation 2 era. And that's how they get their money for that. So,
but like, I don't really like that because I like to have the disc, like to have a physical copy.
Same.
Like, I don't know, it just feels... Doesn't feel right when... No, not that it doesn't feel right, but I just really prefer to have a copy because just so I have proof that I have that game.
And same, and as someone who grew up with a Sony PlayStation 1 and a PS2, going away from that was kind of crippling to me. Like, I don't really like having to pull out an old console just to play an old game. It makes me not want to play that console anymore because I'm too lazy to set up an old new console.
Same.
It's like, why I want to stick to one console. So, yeah, I felt like the way they presented this at the Xbox One press conference was kind of directly aimed to combat Sony's streaming service and their method of providing a service which people can buy games that they've previously owned and stream it to them. And the way they did this, just as a little couple of details, is that if you own a game before physically and you put it into your Xbox One, you'll be able to download it for free. So you can't actually play the game off the disc, you have to download it again.
Oh, okay.
But if you own the game digitally before, you can just download it digitally again.
Okay.
So you can't actually play the game off your disc, but you will get like a free license to download it from their store. Which is kind of, it's not perfect, but it will do that. It kind of works. The next thing the Xbox announced was the new Xbox controller, the Xbox Controller Elite. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, I saw it. Apparently it was made for Forza, I think.
Yeah. How
yeah,
so?
I don't know. The buttons are supposed to help you with the game. I think it's just for like people who play. Maybe people who play a bit more competitively.
That, and I think it's also made for the PC as well, because even though they say this every year, Microsoft have really been pushing Windows 10 and Xbox One this year and saying, oh yeah, you can play this game both on Xbox One and Windows 10 first. They're trying to get both of them. But the thing is, when you're playing against PC players, a PC player with a mouse and keyboard has so many buttons to their advantage.
Yeah.
Whereas a controller player doesn't have
like
that.
I've seen some of the things. The mouses, like Razer mouse and stuff. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the side of the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine it will just it must make it so easy. Like I remember when I used to play Minecraft, like having to press the number before I knew about the scrolling was so difficult. And even then, scrolling is like sometimes you scroll, but you scroll past the thing that you want to use. So I can just imagine how easy that would make it.
So the biggest addition with this is that they've added 4 more buttons to the controller. I think that brings controller buttons up to about 24 now. Normally you have about 20 buttons on the controller, now it's 24. And they've got them on the back called the paddle buttons. And I guess this is kind of almost like PlayStation VR, where you can use the back touch screen to do stuff. But it gives you just that extra couple of buttons. And it's kind of... I haven't touched the controller obviously yet, but it looks good. It kind of just fits where your fingers would naturally rest at the back of your hand, and you just got to just touch them to make to make an action. We'll see how.
I'm just hopefully they don't make it so that you can accidentally easily press it by accident. That wouldn't be very good. Like you're playing the game and you accidentally press the button because your fingers are already there.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of end up saying that you could actually take those off, because another feature of the Xbox Elite controller was that you can actually change the buttons. So in case you don't like the traditional D-pad button, which is kind of like a round button with up, down, left, right, you can change that to more like a disc button, which will change that. You can change the joysticks as well. So if you like a different type of joystick, you can change that and just buy it and modify your controller as you wish. I think that's really, really good.
It's almost like you have the A, the B, the X and the Y, but the paddle, it's almost as if it's like a shortcut to all of them.
Yeah.
So when you're playing, you don't have to take your thumbs off of a stick. You can just press the paddle buttons to jump or whatever.
Yeah, and what I'm really, really hoping with this is that that they will start introducing key binding more into their platform and their games. Whereas, if you guys don't know what key binding is where you literally can choose what button does what for every single button on your pad.
That would be
Whereas,
really
opposed to having to stick to a strict layout or maybe a couple of strict layouts. Like, let's say you're playing an FPS and you just don't like using the face buttons. Maybe you just want to use the trigger buttons and the paddle buttons, maybe to do whatever you do in the face buttons.
That would be good because like. If you say you're crouching or something, you can't move your camera while you're if you're like, because I know when you play Advanced Warfare you can slide on the ground. You can get perks that let you shoot while sliding. So if you're sprinting and then you press the button to slide, it just makes it awkward because you have to keep moving your phone back and forward to aim and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think that would make it useful if you could like say you could slide with the back button. Or I know some people do drop shots where whenever they come into an enemy, they crouch down so that when the enemy's aiming at them, they drop so that it's not as easy for the enemy to aim. So I think it'll make it a lot easier if you just easily can just press it on the back instead of like pressing the button and moving your phone back to control. I know it sounds like it's picky, but it actually makes a difference.
It is such an important detail just to have that quick precision, and that is why PC gamers are so hardcore at what they do, because they demand the absolute precision. Now, speaking of customization, one which is, I think this is just going to be for me, but Fallout 4. You guys have no idea what Fallout is, right?
Nope. Don't know what it. All I know is that meme with the guy with the thumbs up.
Now, Fallout is by Bethesda. The best way I could describe it to someone who's never played it before is think of Skyrim, but with more, but rather than set in a fantasy medieval era, it's set in the modern world, post-apocalyptic era.
That's cool.
And yeah, it is a really cool game. Now, I've only ever played one Fallout game, and that's Fallout 3, and I had a ton of fun with that game. Everyone says I should play New Vegas because it's a really, really great game, but I never got around to it. Maybe someday I will. But I just feel like, even though I've only ever played one game for this, I'm just ready for a new Fallout 4. And the biggest thing
A new Fallout 4.
Yeah, I guess so. The biggest thing which I'm really interested in is that Microsoft announced that you'll be able to share mods from the PC onto your Xbox.
The modding community is really big, especially like Leo. You've seen on GTA, all the videos in me and Leo's YouTube accounts. When they're on GTA, a lot of them are about mods. So like I've seen a Spider-Man mod and a jetpack mod, and they all look really cool.
Because sometimes it could just get a bit boring, and then when you introduce mods to it, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Well, let me just put this like an example. Name, just off the top of your head, what do you think are the top 5 games most played on the YouTube platform?
Call of Duty, FIFA,
Grand Theft Auto 5,
GTA, yeah. Minecraft.
Alright, that's 5. FIFA's not actually that high up there, but because FIFA is a very regional thing, Americans aren't really into FIFA. But yeah, you're right up there with GTA 5, Minecraft, Skyrim is still up there.
Is it?
Yep, and I forgot what else you say. But look at what GTA 5, Minecraft, and Skyrim have in common. They're kept alive by the modding community.
Yeah.
These games are old. These games are nothing new, but yet they keep going over and over again, and people still keep buying these games because just being able to do one little mod brings so much life into it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's blurring the line between DLC and mods, and just keeping the content fresh. But this isn't created by the creator. This is created by fans. Now, by getting that onto your platform, onto your home console, is a big deal in my opinion. Because that's what kind of makes or breaks the game different from a PC player. PC players, they play these games for years because they can mod the game and they can keep it fresh. Whereas a console game, well, you guys have Minecraft on console. Is it the same as playing it on PC? No way.
Not only with the mods, but controls as well. It's just not as good.
Exactly. So Microsoft, I think, are doing a good job of trying to home in on this idea of PC gamers and console gamers working together. I think they're doing well there.
Yeah.
Right, so let's carry on. Let's move on here with more things from Microsoft. This one's for you, Leo. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Go.
I'm kind of excited for it because I played the first one, and when I got it, I couldn't stop playing it because it's a good game to play with your friends. And there's so many unlocks. There are only a few plants, but in those plants there are so many variations.
A lot of
the plants.
I don't even know the word.
Customizations.
Customability.
I'm confused about Plants vs. Zombies. I don't get who that game is for. I genuinely don't get who that game is for. Who is the target audience of that game? Because obviously it's got a very cartoony style for kids, but it's obviously Garden Warfare 2. It's obviously played to Call of Duty fans. Is this really like a game which is made for you?
No, not for Call of Duty fans. If a kid wants to go to the store, he wants to.
No, when I say you, I mean as in you are the young Call of Duty fan.
Yeah, I think
you are the
it is
kid
because
Call of Duty fan.
even though kids shouldn't play Call of Duty, everyone knows kids play Call of Duty. Millions of kids play Call of Duty, so I think there is a market for that sort of game.
I think this is their way of kind of just acknowledging that, and Ubisoft, I think, know what they're doing, and it is Ubisoft, right, or EA?
No, that's EA.
That's EA. Okay, so yeah, EA, I think they know what they're playing towards. They know what crowd they're playing towards, and Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Now, one for me, Dark Souls 3. Yes. Oh man.
Me and Sean were watching it, and when it came on, to the stream, I said Xbox exclusive. Sean was like, "Jenny, shut up, just shut up."
It's not gonna be Xbox exclusive at all. But looking forward to Dark Souls 3. I still haven't played Dark Souls 2, and you know what? Going back to a point earlier, I hope PlayStation acknowledged the idea of getting mods or allowing mods to come onto their platform, because when I went back to play Dark Souls 2 the other day, boy, that game does not look good on its base game. Compared to like the YouTube videos I've seen, I really wish I had a PC that I could mod that game to make the graphics look better. Whereas the console version just looks wow. Going from Bloodborne to Dark Souls 2 is a big difference.
I think Microsoft has it easier though, because they have the whole Windows and everything, so they have it easier. I think.
You would hope so. You would absolutely assume so. You would think it's all seamless for them. Then Microsoft showed off a bunch of indie support. Didn't really see anything here of interest here, except there's going to be more Goat Simulator. More Goat Simulator.
You remember when we first started our YouTube channel, we tried to record a video and it was so bad.
It was so bad the video stopped working. That's how bad it was. We could never ever show that footage because that's how bad it was. Tomb Raider came out. Tomb Raider, I guess it looks kind of cool. You guys, any opinions on Tomb Raider at all?
No,
I've never really
not
been
really.
a fan of it, so I don't know.
So I played the original remake of Tomb Raider. I played it on the PC, and obviously everyone made the comparisons between Tomb Raider and how it's kind of trying to be almost like Uncharted. Square Enix's version of Uncharted, and yeah, I guess that's got some truth there. But Tomb Raider, I don't know what it is with this game. It doesn't. When this game most appeals to me the most is when you're vulnerable, when your character is vulnerable. And I know some people might say, oh, the vulnerable woman. No, it's just like when you are on your own, you're in a woods, you're against the harshness of the wilderness, and you've got to hunt and survive. To me, that was the best part of playing the game. But too often now, you see Lara Croft in these situations which are crazy. I'm climbing up this ice mountain, but I'm falling over. Not just once, not just twice, but I'm running away from an avalanche, and she's almost becoming like, she's going to survive. She knows she's going to make it. She's almost becoming like, she's getting that kind of superwoman syndrome that I hate, where you just know the character's always going to make it through.
Makes it a bit boring.
But yet they act like, oh wow, I'm in so much trouble as well. And it does make it a bit boring. Like, for me, the same thing is with Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed to me is best when you start the game, when you haven't got all your gadgets and you have to sneak around the guards and work your way through the guards. When you've got to the end of the game and you can just kill anyone without any hesitation or any problems, the game is less fun. And that's the same thing with me with Tomb Raider. And the trailer looked good. I don't want to really say too much more until I've actually played the game, but I'm kind of like 50-50 hyped or not hyped for that one.
Imagine you say all of this, and then when you see someone play the game and it ends, it says it's Lara dies and it's the end of the Tomb Raider franchise.
Well, it can't be because this is a prequel.
Yeah.
So the next thing, and this could be the last thing on our topic today, depending on whether you guys have something to say about Gears of War 4. Do you guys have anything to say about Gears of War 4? Gears 4.
I couldn't see a damn thing in that trailer. It was too dark. I couldn't see a damn thing.
The only thing which I saw was that the main character they have there, who's called JD.
Yeah.
The main character JD, he looks a lot like Axton from Borderlands 2, who is the commando in Borderlands 2.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I saw him, I thought, wow, that looks a lot like Axton. Okay, so the last thing, I'm gonna hand this over to Leo for this one. Minecraft.
Minecraft.
They spent, what was it? How much money was it again? I got this wrong before.
$2 billion.
2.5.
A lot of money on this game, and what are they doing with Minecraft?
So they're doing this thing called Microsoft HoloLens.
Yeah.
And what you do is you put this strap thing around your eyes.
The HoloLens
around your eyes, and there's this table, and what people don't see anything, but when you have the HoloLens on, you can actually see the entire you can see the entire world.
I saw it on the trailer, and like a chunk of land rose up from a table, and I was like, oh cool. Then after like a few seconds I was like, meh, because like Minecraft is boring for me.
And I'm just wondering, what you're not really playing Minecraft. You're just moving the world about and looking around, and you could like they were showing off. Oh, you could put a few pigs on fire and like put lightning strikes in them, but you don't actually get to play Minecraft. It's just a bonus.
Whenever I see Leo playing Minecraft, he's not playing like the normal survival mode. He's playing on servers. He's not playing normal Minecraft. He's playing mini games and all that stuff. And I think instead of making a HoloLens, I think Microsoft should try and bring the server community. So bring servers with mini games and Hunger Games servers and all of that to the consoles. I think that would get people to play console Minecraft a bit more.
Yeah, because more people play consoles because they want to play with their friends. They don't. PC gamers are more competitive, but like I play PS4 because I want to play with my friends, and I go on PC. Not all my friends have got PC. I can't play with them. I don't really enjoy it as much. And if they bring the servers to the PS4, then I would just love it.
I want to direct this conversation towards virtual reality, and I think we can end on that today. Obviously, since the Oculus Rift was starting its Kickstarter, virtual reality has come back in a big way, where you put on some kind of head device and you are immersing yourself into the game. Now, everyone is trying to do one.
Sword Art Online.
Basically Sword Art Online. Microsoft is doing one. Sony has their own one. And of course, and Project Morpheus.
Oh yeah.
And Oculus Rift obviously have their own one. I don't get the appeal of virtual reality.
Nintendo have already done it. Virtual reality console.
Oh yeah. The VR Virtual Boy. Oh god, that was terrible.
Apparently the games were in red.
Yeah, that was due to technical limitations back then. But
Watch the game theory on it.
as a game, as like a device to support gameplay, I'm worried about virtual reality.
I don't think it's really necessary, to be honest.
I'm worried that virtual reality. Like when I saw that Minecraft thing, I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. But I felt like it was the same reaction that I had when I first saw the Kinect. When I first saw the Kinect, and even to this day, I still think the Kinect is a cool device. I don't own an Xbox and I've never used it. I think the idea of having like hands-free control of your television, being able to give voice commands, etc., when they first presented the Kinect, I thought, wow, this is new, this is the future, that's really, really cool, this is what next generation is going to be like. And now look at the Kinect.
People hate the Kinect.
People hate the Kinect so much that Xbox Ones now sell without the Kinect if you don't want it.
Yeah, they started off selling with the Kinect, and then people would get angry and weren't buying Xboxes because they didn't want a Kinect.
They
did not want to pay anything more for a Kinect.
I kind of feel the same way about this.
I think it's just a bit gimmicky.
It is a gimmick.
I think it's kind of like how the Wii U's it's got a bit of a gimmick, and
it's fashion, kind of like a fashion gimmick, and it will go away after a while. I hope there's like some proper applications to it, and I always want to try one someday, but I'm just not convinced. Like for me as a gamer personally, and I don't care for first-person shooters. I don't care for first-person games. Period. Really, I like my games in third person. So, what's that gonna bring for me? Really,
nothing for you.
You know,
the occasional game maybe you play like Borderlands. You enjoyed that.
Yeah, Borderlands was cool.
But then again, I think they're not really focusing. They're more focusing on the people that are playing like FIFA and Call of Duty. They're focusing more on them right now. They're not focusing on gamers like you.
I don't know how they would do FIFA with one of those head devices. That's insane. But you say they're focusing on people like FIFA, Call of Duty, but they present it with Minecraft of all things.
They're focusing on more of the games that are
basically
popular.
We have a definition. That we have a thing called the English gamer. An English gamer is someone who plays Call of Duty and FIFA.
That's it.
Yeah, and some of them play Minecraft and GTA as well. That's all they play. Oh, whenever you look on the best-selling games in the UK, FIFA, Call of Duty, FIFA, Call of Duty.
It hasn't changed.
That's exactly why.
A decade ago from now on, from this time, if you were to ask what were the most popular games people were playing, it was GTA and Pro Evolution Soccer. So just swap pairs for FIFA and it's basically the same games for the last 15 years or so. Anyway, guys, that was kind of gone along pretty long. Those are our thoughts of the Microsoft press conference. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to this. Just listen to our opinions on E3. And if you guys want to share your thoughts, please do so in the comment down below. We will read every single one of them in here and respond back to you just to discuss more about the excitement of E3. Please stay tuned for some more of our other videos. We're going to be covering Ubisoft next. Then we're also going to do
Wait,
Sony.
hold on. Is it Ubi or Ubisoft?
That's a discussion for another time. But Sony and then Nintendo. So I've been Sean.
I'm JD.
I'm Leo.
And you've been listening to the Arnolds Play. Thank you for listening.
LOL Minecraft.
Peace.